All right, let's do Chiefs.
So you and Brew had wildly different takes on why the Chiefs have become villains. Wilds actually disagreed with both of you guys and said that they're not villains at all. What's your take there?
So, yeah, first Wilds thinks that the Chiefs aren't hated. And I think that's an insane opinion, personally. He's like, look at how many people watch the games, all this stuff. I think the Chiefs are... He also says hate watching is a myth. And that might be true. But I think sports, it doesn't really work as hate watching. It works as rooting for the other team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so you are deeply invested in the game. You're not hating watching the game. You're rooting for the other team. I think the Chiefs are simultaneously the league's most popular team and the league's most hated team. I think amongst young people or super casual fans, the Chiefs are probably the most popular team in America. I think amongst people that have Sunday ticket, the Chiefs are the most hated team other than your team's number one rival. So, like, that's, if you're a Steelers fan, I think you hate the Ravens and your number two hate is the Chiefs. I think if you are a Vikings fan, you hate the Packers and maybe the rest of the NFC North, and your number two most disliked team is the Chiefs because of the success and other things. And the other things is doing a lot of work there, and I'll get to it in a second. Brew's answer was they're not exciting anymore. That they went from being a high-flying team, and now they're not. And I think that is absolutely wrong. I think that maybe they would... So, here's where I think Brew is kind of right. If they were still scoring 40 points all the time, I think they would be less hated. But not scoring 40 or even more than 30 all year did not make them hated. What made them hated was the success combined with the conspiracies. And I do not believe you can unwind
the success of it, probably too.
Correct.
Right.
It's that all these games are close. It feels like they're vulnerable when they're not, and then you add to it the level of conspiracy associated with them. And I think the ref stuff has taken on a totally different tone and feel over the last 6 weeks, to where it is the overwhelming sentiment for a lot of people that the games are not on the level. And I feel like that is driving the villain narrative more than anything. Because you look at the other, like, the Patriots were villains. Yes, the success. But then you add to it that they did have two separate, documented, adjudicated cheating scandals. You then add to it that Belichick embraced that villain role with his gruff demeanor and kind of shadowiness. The Chiefs are none of that. They've had
Maybe
no
the Patriots
controversy.
are the reason that the Chiefs are hated.
What do you mean?
Because maybe back then when they were doing all that cheating and they were winning, it's like, oh, the Chiefs must be cheating. That's why they're getting all these wins. They're about to three-peat.
Oh, I like that take. That the audience has been conditioned to think the only way to win at this level is to break the rules. Okay, maybe. But Andy Reid is not Bill Belichick personality-wise. And Mahomes is just visually, objectively talented in a way Brady wasn't, that it's captivating for the audience. So you wouldn't think that they should be hated. But I think the other, and I didn't talk about this on the show because it was just too unwieldy. But the non-ref, non-style, non-all-of-it part of some percentage of the Chiefs' hate is and sorry, hate to go here with it, but it's true, is actually misogyny. And it's anti-Taylor Swift being shown for 18 seconds on the show, on the games. It is a reflexive allergy to, why are you showing this woman cheering for this team as often as you are during my football games? You saw a lot more of that last year when people were freaking out over when they documented it, was 42 seconds of airtime that Taylor would get during the games cheering. But a lot of that just feels like really just kind of old school, this is my sandbox, get out of my sandbox, you know what I mean? He-Man woman hater type of nonsense.